back in 2016, one of the biggest crypto heists ever went down. And then nothing. For years, the case was totally cold. But when investigators finally figured out who their suspects were, they found something truly bizarre. Okay, let's get into the wild story of a multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin theft and the very unique couple right at the center of it all.
So, first meet Heather Morgan. On paper, she seemed like the real deal. A driven entrepreneur, a contributor to Forbes, she even gave seminars on business and cybersecurity. She was really building this public image of a successful, self-made tech guru. But, and this is a huge but, there was a whole other side to Heather. A very, very different side. She was also an aspiring rapper who went by the name Razzlecon. Her self-proclaimed title? The Crocodile of Wall Street. And let me tell you, she produced some of the most memorable music videos you will ever see. It is quite the contrast. And here is the punchline to this whole setup. This aspiring rapper and her husband, Ilya Lichtenstein, were arrested. And the charge? Conspiring to launder nearly $4.5 billion in stolen Bitcoin. Yep, billion with a B.
So who are these people really? Let's take a closer look at this seriously unlikely pair at the heart of one of the biggest mysteries in the crypto world.
And the irony here is it's staggering. So while Ilya Lichtenstein was seen as this kind of quiet, normal tech guy, Heather Morgan was out there building a very public brand. Get this, she wrote articles for Forbes about how to protect your business from cybercriminals. She even gave a talk with a company whose security had failed in this exact heist. You really can't make this stuff up.
Okay, to understand how they ended up with all this money, we have to rewind the clock. We're going back to 2016 to the scene of the original crime.
So, in August 2016, the Bitfinex crypto exchange gets hacked, and nearly 120,000 Bitcoin are just drained from customer accounts. The fallout was instant chaos. The price of Bitcoin absolutely tanked, and from that moment on, everyone in the crypto world was watching these stolen coins. They were blacklisted, making them basically impossible to spend through any normal channel. So, you've got this massive pile of blacklisted digital cash, and the entire crypto community is watching your every move. The big question became, how on earth could the thieves even try to launder it without getting caught immediately?
Right? This was the central problem for them. You're sitting on a digital fortune, but you can't touch it. Every potential move is visible on the public blockchain. It's kind of like having a stolen Van Gogh. Sure, it's worth a ton, but everybody knows it's hot. So what do you do?
Well, their method was this absolutely bizarre mix of sophisticated and, frankly, amateur hour. They used this technique, sometimes called chain hopping, where they split the coins into thousands of microscopic transactions. They'd bounce them between different cryptocurrencies and through darknet markets, all to try and cover their tracks. Think of it like digitally shredding a ton of money and then trying to tape it all back together as clean bills.
And after all that complex, high-tech digital maneuvering, what did they buy? Walmart gift cards, Uber credits, PlayStation vouchers. I mean, they were trying to launder billions of dollars by converting it into pocket change. It's just a stunning, almost hilarious contrast between the scale of the crime and how they were spending the money.
For almost 5 years, the vast majority of that stolen Bitcoin just sat there, completely untouched. It was just too hot to move. But then, in 2021, it seems the thieves finally got a little impatient, and they made their single biggest mistake.
All of a sudden, a massive chunk of that dormant Bitcoin, worth over $760 million at the time, it just starts moving. And this set off alarm bells everywhere. I mean, after years of these tiny, sneaky transactions, this was a huge, clumsy move that put federal investigators right back on their trail in a big way.
And this is really how they got caught. Investigators use these powerful blockchain analysis tools to untangle that incredibly complex web of transactions. See, because the blockchain is a public ledger, every single move, no matter how small or convoluted, leaves a permanent digital breadcrumb. All they really had to do was follow the trail. And that trail of digital breadcrumbs led investigators all the way from the massive 2016 Bitfinex hack through a maze of darknet markets and Walmart gift cards, and it ended right at the doorstep of a New York City apartment. And the operational security here was just astonishingly bad. Investigators decrypted a cloud file from Lichtenstein that literally contained the private keys to 2,000 different crypto wallets. It was basically the digital skeleton key to the entire operation. They also found a computer folder titled, and I'm not kidding, fake passport ideas. And to top it off, a bag under their bed clearly labeled burner phones. It's like something straight out of a terrible spy movie parody. So after all of that, how much did they actually get away with? Turns out, almost nothing. Out of the 120,000 Bitcoin that were stolen, the Justice Department seized about 94,000 of it. So in the end, the couple only managed to successfully launder about 4% of the total haul before they got caught. All that risk, all that bizarre wrapping, for a tiny fraction of the prize?
And for that measly 4%, they are now facing some very, very serious federal charges. Conspiracy to commit money laundering carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, with another 5 years for conspiracy to defraud the United States. A very real consequence for a story that, honestly, often felt like a surreal comedy.
And that really leaves us with the central question of this entire saga. Were Heather Morgan and Ilya Lichtenstein these sophisticated criminal masterminds who just made a few fatal mistakes at the end, or were they just a deeply strange couple who stumbled into a fortune they had absolutely no idea how to handle? The evidence sure seems to point one way, but it's a question worth thinking about.